Okay, today we'd like to talk about boning out a turbo. A turbo is a flatfish. One of the first things that I think is important in boning out any fish is to make sure your fish is clean, scaled, dried off well, and kept on ice at all times. Okay, the first thing we want to do is we want to grab our fish. You can note that this fish has two sides, a dark side, and it also has a lighter side on the bottom. First thing that you want to do is with a boning knife, you'd like to locate the center line of the fish. Once you've done that, you want to also locate the collarbone. The collarbone is in this area here. We want to make sure when we fabricate the fish that we also fabricate all of the meat off. And you'll note that there is some meat up top here, but there is a large collarbone here that we want to avoid during the boning out process. Okay, so once we've located that center line, it's usually right in the center of the fish. We're going to put our boning knife down and cut straight through down to the tail. And then we want to locate the center bone by using the tip of our knife and using the flexibility of our knife to take away all of the flesh. Okay. You'll note that there is a little bit of the area here that you'll find is mostly where the collarbone is. And we want to go right around that collarbone, and we want to take away the flesh of the fish. Once we get to the end, just go ahead and cut that fillet off. And we'll set that aside for later. Next, we want to work off the other side. So again, with the tip of your knife, you are moving with smooth strokes, and you may need to turn that fish a little bit to give you a little bit more room. Now once you locate that collarbone, you can score the flesh around that collarbone so it'll give you some directional pieces there. It's important that you capture as much of that flesh of the fish as you can. Again, long, smooth strokes are what you're looking for. I'll turn that fish so you can see that a little better. Don't forget to get the flesh up top by the collarbone. Okay, once we do that, we're going to flip that over and we'll repeat the process. On the bottom here, you'll be able to see the center line a little bit better. Again, putting your knife directly on that center line and cutting straight down. Using the tip of your knife, you're going to follow the bone structure. Again, the collarbone is up here, so you want to go ahead and score the flesh by the collarbone. So that'll help you remove the flesh of the fish and not leave any on the bone. Okay. Once we do that, you want to go ahead and, with smooth strokes, start the other side. Again, turning the fish a little bit will help you understand where the structure of the flesh is. Okay, once we do that, we have the flesh removed, and what we can do is we can cut these bones up for fish stock making. Okay, the bones are a little bit strong. So we'll remove the head. We'll cut the skeleton structure into 2 or 3 pieces. We'll wash the bones thoroughly, and we'll be ready to make some fish stock with those bones. Okay, and that's the one part of fish. The next phase is taking off the skin. Okay, so with a flat chef's knife, you're going to start at a 45-degree angle. And remove the fillet. Same thing, repeat the process, holding the skin down. Okay, that's one. Repeat the process. Last one. Okay, now that we've got all the skin off, we want to go back and we want to clean up the fillet a little bit. You'll see that you've got some of the area here that we need to sort of trim up. Okay, that can also go into the fish stock. So that's one that's trimmed. And if you notice, this is the area here that we want to trim off. Making sure that there's no extra bones that have hung on. Okay, so that's a clean fillet. We'll continue to repeat the process until we're finished. Okay, last one. Okay, you want to feel for any bones. If you see any bones, you're going to trim those bones off. And so there is our cleaned turbot fillets.